गजब का है दिन, सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन, देखो जरा। तुम भी अकेले, हम भी अकेले, मजा आ रहा है कसम से, कसम से। Have you heard this?
Yes, I have. My favorite song.
कसम से, कसम से, गजब का है दिन, सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन, देखो जरा। तुम भी अकेले, हम भी अकेले, मजा आ रहा है कसम से, कसम से, कसम से।
Growing up, I always had a guitar sitting in the corner of one of the rooms in our house. I grew up in Pakistan, and my father used to play guitar back in the day. And me being the youngest guy and the youngest kid, I was never allowed to touch the guitar. So when everyone would leave the house, I would go sneak in, grab the guitar, and just do whatever, and then I'd play around with the tuning because I was an idiot. I was a rebel who was really bad at like cleaning my tracks. So they would come home and the guitar wouldn't sound like anything, and it would be like flipped the wrong way and everything.
Yeah.
And I did the best job there. So I mean, there was that. So I always grew up with that guitar sitting there staring at me. But
Teasing you.
yeah, that's where it started. But the moment that changed my life as far as like music was when I heard an instrumental by a guitar player called Joe Satriani. He's actually the guitar player who taught Kirk Hammett of Metallica and Steve Vai and stuff. And his instrumental was called Surfing with the Alien. When I heard that when I was 15, I was like, I gotta do that on the guitar. So I bought a guitar. Well, my dad bought a guitar. Bought me a guitar. And I started playing then. And I was really into sports at that point. I went to an army school in Pakistan, and I was a star athlete for 2.5, almost 3 years. And once I picked up the guitar, I just dropped all sports, dropped everything. Started playing close to like 5 hours a day. Taught myself. What's it called? We had like really, really bad internet back then, dial-up and everything. So it would take like an hour for one sheet to load. And I don't know how to read music or anything, so it was just I had to learn everything by myself using chord charts or whatever. But then once I got introduced to the underground music scene of Pakistan, I started teaching guitar as well. I think a year and a half into me playing, I started teaching guitar, and I started with a couple of kids. But then when I left, I was teaching probably like 15, 16 kids. So that was nice. But my musical influences, my own music is very acoustic-y. There's a lot of folksy stuff. There's some blues in there. Like recently, John Mayer has been like. If you listen to my album, you will hear a lot of John Mayer on there. As in like influences, they're very, very. It's very black and white that there was some John Mayer influence in there. But that's not the only thing I play. When I was doing my underground music thing in Pakistan, I took a year off of school and did music completely. And I was doing production, and I was doing session guitar work for a lot of bands. And I was telling them earlier that there were a few days where I would have a show or whatever with a band that would do Backstreet Boys covers at 6 o'clock, and then at 10:30 I would be growling for a death metal band.
Wow. So you were like on both of these.
Yes. So as far as guitar playing, I've procured a lot of guitars over time, and they range from acoustics to like I'm a double neck electric guitar, and so I play a lot of electric as well as acoustic. So I listen to everything from like metal to pop, but my music where the honest expression of my emotions or what I feel or what I experience has been more acoustic and.
You've got no one to blame. Reasons they'll stay the same. Silent words laced with empty smiles all around. We were meant to lose this game. The words that battered your heart.
Being very well-rounded in your musical experience and interest, you also mentioned you produce a lot of your stuff, a lot of your content, all on your own. And so can you talk about that and what it's like to be so heavily involved, and directly involved in producing it?
It is great initially, but then you realize that you discover aspects of your personality that you didn't know. Like I thought I was very easygoing. I discovered that I'm like perfectionist to a stupid level because it gets very annoying. One of my closest friends, Shuja, I produced his song Emergency, his debut song, and we're actually planning on doing a lot more songs for him this summer. So people keep an eye out for that too. But I'm producing his stuff, and I produced his debut song. And I mean, it's a great song. He's a great songwriter. But what I did was, I didn't know that I would be really hard on it because I thought I was very easygoing. But the perfectionist side of me, I made him sing like 2 words in one verse. He would sing the entire verse perfectly, but his 2 words were like off. I made him sing that like 45, 50 times.
Oh wow!
So you discover aspects of your personality with that, and with my album, I produced that myself as well. So what I did with that was, I was very hard on myself as well. Like I mean, it took me months and months and months to do one guitar part, or like just the bass part, just to get everything right. On my album, I had a bunch of guys from Johnson and Wales University. They played orchestra stuff on my album, and I don't know how to read music, and they read music too. So basically, I had to sit there and be like, okay, so this part you have to go na 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 na. So I had to do that kind of a thing.
Kind of being two almost similar but different languages and trying to meet in the middle.
Right.
So that's really, I mean, even though it's somewhat of a challenge, it's still such a cool experience to kind of meet in the middle. It's almost like talking through. I mean, they say music is a universal language,
right,
so
right.
kind of it's like
I agree 100% with you. It's cool in retrospect.
when you're doing it,
it's excruciating.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that.
But I mean, I've been very fortunate to be able to do that, and to work with a lot of really talented.
Great. I know you were talking earlier about you have with your creative process. You have this notebook that you go back to. You scratch things out. You add things in. They leave things to come back to. We talked about your notebook.
It's actually a medical pad that I got from Pakistan. I still have. I don't upgrade. I don't write songs on my phone or anything. I need a pen and paper.
Yeah.
That notebook stays with me probably 24/7. When I have my backpack, it's gonna be there because I'll be sitting somewhere, and my inspiration that I get could be from a view to a circumstance that someone close to me has gone through, or just an observation, or my own life. So this inspiration happens spontaneously. So I need to be there to write it. So I always keep that with me. There's a lot of scribbling. It looks like a preschooler's notebook. A lot of things don't make sense. A lot of things only I can read. It looks like I just like a lot of chicken scratch,
like code writing.
Yeah, it keeps you on your feet as far as where your emotions are. You keep your emotions in check, because in life what happens is that you could let your emotions take control of you, unless you have an outlet. And for me, that outlet, apart from a guitar, is that bunches of pieces of paper.
Some people are like, this is my personal life, this is my work life, but it takes so much to be able to merge them together, but still, keep like some sort of fine line between them. And it's a challenge. It's a great.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps you honest.
Yeah.
Because I would like to say that I'm fortunate enough to be able to pen lyrics. But I could write songs that have nothing to do with my life, or have nothing to do. They're just formulas. There's certain words you use in songs and put them to certain chords, and you have a hit song right there. But instead of following those formulas, what I try to do is I try to put honesty into it, and that's what I think is more important than to be able to just put out a song just like any other song, or to be able to put out something that people can relate to as well as yourself.
Right. Now, so what kinds of current and new projects are you working on?
Right now, once again, this summer I'm going to be doing production with Juhi. We're trying to work on his EP, which is 4 or 5 tracks hopefully. And then I do have another project that I was trying to do, and I was actually talking to Raj about it as well. And we might do a fusion kind of a thing, because the thing is, there's a lot of R&B, like, you know, back in the day, Jay Sean came out with his album, which was a huge success, and the genre was mostly R&B and all that. But as far as acoustic music, the fusion has never been done, and I feel like that's the genre of music that needs to be explored completely. And so I'm definitely I have something in mind for that, where it's gonna be an acoustic-y, bluesy kind of a song, but it's going to be Urdu or Hindi or in English together. So other than that, I'm also going to start working on my next album. There's music like this out there that needs to be discovered. I mean, this is a band called Moody, and they're very well known in Pakistan. They're fairly well known here too, but they're insanely talented, and I feel like more people need to know about them.
Okay, great.
And I'm not saying that I'm doing them any service, because they're already like way up there, but this is a Punjabi song.
Awesome.
But it's acoustic, so. आजा मेरे बेड़े सोनिए छड़ दे मनी मैं जाना दिल पाना चल दी चांदनी ले चले जितना मैं जाना टोलना तू चल बे मेरे नाल फिर पाना जो भी अन्ना कौन देखे तेरा हाल मर जाना रह जाना है देखा दी
music scene, and it was really interesting to think how there's so much to it, but so little that's known about it outside of that, which is clearly why it's underground thing. But what was the most, as a musician yourself, was there anything that you yourself found really surprising about it that you feel, you know, other people outside of that scene would find really interesting, and you can kind of gravitate to find how it's going on it?
I personally didn't find much surprising about it, but now that I moved to America, it's just one of those things where I wish more people knew what that was like, because the perception that you have over there, of the people who have over here, of life over there is a lot different than, you know, what happens after 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? In like these basements, in these bars over there. You know, it's creatures of the night pretty much. I mean, it's super, like, it's very rock oriented underground scene. There a lot of metal bands and things like that. There's not a lot of room as of right now in the underground scene for like pop stuff yet, because that's mostly going mainstream. So these underground guys, what they're doing is they're trying to bring out the rock thing as far as changing people's perceptions about, you know, just radicalism and things like that. So they're not only their music, but their lyrics themselves are very emotionally driven, in that, you know, we're so misunderstood. We need to get out more often. But now times are so bad that these guys aren't getting any shows because it's a security issue, and it's very, very unfortunate, because what I experienced in Pakistan was just an overload of talent and passion, and it's just really, really upsetting and really sad to see that these people are sort of just crushed under opinions of other people who are at a higher political level. So
with, you know, artists like you and, you know, others like yourself, it's pushing the scene along even more, especially since you're in a country outside of Pakistan. So, you know, part of the movement.
Right. No, I mean, it's been kind of helpful, the fact that I was involved there. Now I'm here because I have exposed a lot of people over here to the stuff going on over there. So that's been very helpful in changing people's opinions.
Great.
Kasam se
Hey guys, this is Sam Hasan. You're checking me out at UrbanAsian.com.